I was at a networking event recently, and it was a cross-industry event. So there were a lot of media people and creative people there, but there were also a lot of tech people and people in the science industry. And I found myself talking to a group of men from India and Pakistan, and they were all in the tech industry. And there was this one guy in particular I was talking to. He was a middle-aged Pakistani guy. He was married, he had two kids, and he was telling me about his background, and somewhere in our conversation, it came out that I was an author. And he was curious, and he asked me about it. And I was like, well, I'd been signing books that day, so I happened to have a copy of my book, my memoir, Never Make a Sound, on me. And I said, well, it's probably easier if I just show it to you. And of course, I handed him a copy, and he turned it to the back cover, and he starts to read it, and I got that sinking feeling that I always get, that heavy feeling when I in these moments, because I've come a long way from seeing my story as a dark story about abuse and trauma to a hopeful story about survival. So I always initially get this sinking feeling. But as soon as he read the first sentence of the back cover description, he goes, "Oh, same, exact same." And yeah, it was a jaw-dropping moment, always so unexpected, because these moments have happened in the 5 years since I've published my memoir, Never Make a Sound. I've had these moments happen in various iterations, but they never cease to amaze me. And I love that. Um, and it actually, I actually heard someone actually said something the other day to me in a workshop that I was leading on memoir writing, which was, as alone as I feel in my experience, I'm not really alone. And that brought it home to me. This moment really encapsulated that, because every time someone recognizes their story and my story, it reminds me that what I thought separated me from other people is actually what connects me to other people, even people who seem as though they're very different from very, very different background. And so I just wanted to share that moment, as always, to underscore that the parts of ourselves that we've learned to hide because of what happened to us are often what create a sense of belonging. And moments like these all also encourage me to continue to share and to shine and to help people tell their stories, even when I want to hide sometimes and hide parts of myself. If any of that resonates with you, I do have some offerings that are coming up later on this year that are designed to help others access and tell their stories, if they're delicate stories in particular, or if they're just stories they've been holding for a long time and don't know how to tell. And I'll be excited to share that with you. And in the meantime, if you are curious about my book, Never Make a Sound, if you don't have a copy yet, you can grab one in the link that I'm going to include below. And if you know anyone in your life who this might resonate with, I invite you to share this with them and direct them to the book in case it helps them to feel less alone.